The following contest is for the World Tag Team Championship. It is set for one fall. Introducing first the challenging team, Theodore Long presents Butch, Ron Simmons, the team of two.
Well, he's got his head covered up, Bob, minus a little bit of hair. And there's Hacksaw Butch Reed, former big NAIA football All-American, a JUCO All-American, and there's the man, a four-time NCAA All-American from Florida State University. This team comprises one of the most awesome duos in wrestling, and they will challenge for the richest tag team prize in our sport. I can't wait to hear the ovation from the Brothers Steiner from the Wolverine State. Let's go back to Gary Capetta.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents from Detroit, Michigan. Total combined weight, 525 pounds. They are the World Tag Team Champions, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, the Steiner Brothers.
A couple of great All-Americans from the University of Michigan, proudly wearing their letter jackets. I'm sure fans throughout the great state of Michigan are watching this one with anticipation of a tremendous battle. This will be one of the most physical tag team events I think that you will ever see.
Both teams, very strong, very powerful. As you say physical, it's going to be physical from the word go. Jim, I don't think either one of these are going to be able to overpower the other one. I don't think the bout is going to turn on strength. It's going to have to turn on something else.
Perhaps the big break that occurs in the match.
Yep.
Or, Bob, could it be perhaps for the cause of the man with the rag or whatever the heck, scarf, I guess you should say.
Anytime that you got Theodore Long around and around the ring, you know that he could be a very important factor in it. Also, I think one of the keys to this match, too, is going to be the tempo. You know the Steiners are going to want it rather up-tempo, but the big guys over there, the big muscle guys, they're going to want to slow it down a little bit, be a little more methodical about it.
Scotty Steiner on the left, his brother Rick Steiner. Rick was a heavyweight at the University of Michigan. Scott competed at a smaller weight, but man, look, Scotty has really blossomed.
Oh.
And he is.
Boy, he has really filled out. You know, I rate him even strength-wise.
Uh-oh! Well,
there's that bald head.
It don't look bad. Don't look good.
It shines in the light, though. You need sunglasses when you look at that.
He's tried every hair growth product known to mankind. And obviously they haven't worked.
And we talk about it when you say they're pretty even up strength-wise, and they're both big and they're strong and powerful and physical. This bout really could turn on a mistake. You know what? I think both teams have got to be very careful. They got to wrestle a smart match.
We talked about, well, the fans here are getting a little irate. Man, it is jammed to the rafters here.
I'll beat up the Steiners. I'll beat up these stupid geeks too. But believe me, somebody's getting beat
Stupid
up
geek?
tonight.
Yeah, let me tell you, hey, I ain't going to dispute you, guy. I'm going to go right along with you. Yes, sir. Whatever you say, Butch. Now, I might argue with him, Jim. I at least outweigh him.
Most people do, Bob. As a matter of fact, well, he's going to get his head attire back on. All right, well, we're going to get this one underway. It's going to be Scott Steiner starting out against Ron Simmons. Simmons had his jersey retired at Florida State University. That shows you the kind of athlete he is. He was number 50, a great nose tackle. I saw him play against the University of Oklahoma in one of two consecutive Orange Bowls that he played in. And I remember Coach Barry Switzer so well saying that we have a game plan, but for our game plan to work, we have to be able to control the nose tackle. And we haven't figured out how we're going to do that yet. Oklahoma was lucky enough to win the ball game 18-17, but not because of Ron Simmons. He had a great game that night. Oh, that run to together like two Big Mac trucks. And Simmons says, try it again. Try it again. He messes with that clothesline, but that got him down. Look at the momentum. Another big football tackle by Scott Steiner. Sends him for the ride, and he elevates him. Whoa, what a power slam. Slams him out of his boots.
Well, right there, that just reinforces what we said about the strength and the power of both of them. Strength all even up. They're both so big and powerful, both teams.
Simmons, a native of Warner Robins, Georgia. A 4-year pro, 6'1.5", 285, and he is all man, I'll tell you that. Reverse to the Irish whip, face first in, belly to back suplex.
Good heavens.
He planted him there.
Good. Great, Jimmy threw him into the air.
That's 285, and he manhandled him. Waist lock, belly to back suplex, and here comes Hacksaw Butch Reed. I'll tell you something, up in Miami, Oklahoma, they remember this man. He was one of the most ferocious hitters ever on that great junior college football program in Miami. The Golden Norseman. He was the first-team All-American in junior college, first-team NAI All-American at Central Missouri State. So all these four men through the college ranks, they've got their education. Both Steiners with degrees in education. They were going to be school teachers at one time, Bob.
I bet they could control the class, Jim. I don't think they'd have any problems handling the kids.
Reed now working on that massive arm of Scotty Steiner, and Reed has got some guns on him too. All four of these guys spend a lot of time in the gymnasium. And there you see a great shot of our fans. The Steiner shirt right there. The brothers from Michigan.
You know, Jim, I really think that Doom is ready. The Steiners, they're outstanding. They've been tremendous champions. They are great champions, but they've had a series of really rough matches coming into this. I don't know if that's going to have any effect on them tonight or not.
Straight kick to the face by Scotty Steiner. Scott Steiner has been in the duration thus far. He usually starts out in the leadoff position, and Big Brother comes in and cleans it up. Scotty was a Big Ten champion at 177 and 191. He's far from that 191 right now as we look over the shoulder of I guess we got to call him Dancing Teddy now because Sugar Ray's history.
When you talk about 199, you're looking at 191, you're looking at what, about 244.45 right now.
All muscle, too.
All muscle. Every single bit of it is muscle.
Reed and Scott Steiner again running together. Reed says we'll try it again. Nice leapfrog by Reed. And there's a drop kick around the massive chest of Reed. High elevation up in the lights goes Hacksaw Butch Reed. And a Steiner line, the first one of the night, but not the last. Well, I like to use the term high impact. And this match is the epitome of high-impact wrestling.
It is. That when you've got all four of them are high-impact wrestlers.
You know, a lot of wrestling fans have their opinion as who is the best power team in wrestling. I got to say that if you look past either of these two teams, you should be a little bit remiss because there is no teams in wrestling that possess more power than either of Doom or the Steiner.
I got to say I'm a little bit surprised too because as earlier I said I rate them even up strength-wise. Jim, it appears to me right now what has happened so far, the Steiners have been on top of Doom. They've been a little more physical and seem to be a little more powerful right now.
The dog face is in there now. Invited me to go fishing with him. He said, I'll come by and pick you up in my pickup truck and we'll go fishing one of these days.
That son of a gun, he probably just reaches over and grabs the fish and yanks him right out of the water.
And if he gets hungry, he just eats the bait.
Yeah, that's right.
Sushi, I think they call it. Great right hand by Hacksaw Butch Reed. Oh, he snaps his head back with those rights, those big soup bones. Laying into Rick Steiner. Sends him for the ride. He missed with that clothesline. Oh, man, that Steiner line. But Reed blocked it somewhat.
Yes, sir.
He did not get all of it. Reed turned his shoulders, and out goes the dog face.
That's something you very seldom see happen. That Steiner gets that move blocked, Jim.
Very few men have the strength to sustain and block the thing. Reed turned away and positioned himself just out of that. Got a glancing blow.
That might be the Teddy Long factor. Teddy Long may have him scouted right to that degree.
Steiner line again. We got those feet wide, a base wide, block the hip lock. Whoop. Teddy Long out there in the way. He almost made a sandwich out of him. Both men trying for a slam, and Rick Steiner with an advantage there, slamming Reed on the mats out there, right on the floor. Ron Simmons over to help his partner. Referee Randy Anderson telling Simmons to get back into his corner. And Scotty Steiner takes advantage. The massive chest of Hacksaw Butch Reed met the steal.
Boy, the Steiners show you they've learned a lot about tag team wrestling, Jim. They've taken it on the nose a lot of times. Now they know how to dish it out as well as receive it.
Here comes the man that was the defensive MVP of the Hula Bowl. The All-American game played in Honolulu right after his senior year. The dog face down in that amateur wrestling position.
He's like the pit bull when he gets down on all fours. Man, he'll tear your head off, too.
He owns about 6 or 8 dogs. He's really an animal lover. Real likable guy is Rick Steiner. And Ron Simmons just the converse of that. Oh, he blocked it. Here comes this pile driver. A pile driver. And
Simmons gets up from it.
Steiner line. He nailed him with a Steiner line, Bob. And he drove 285 pounds right outside.
Boy, the champions are really impressive in the opening minutes of this match. They are really taking it to doom. And I tell you, Theodore Long, he's got to be disturbed right now.
You know, many say that the greatest brother duo to hold the World Tag Team Championship were Gene and Ole Anderson. But I think that we have to really categorize the Steiners right up there with the Andersons as far as great brother combinations ever to compete in the sport of professional wrestling.
Boy, they have been on top of it. When you say you're ready for a match and you're ready to wrestle one against great competition, the Steiners came in extremely well prepared. I'm also surprised by that.
Reed very cautious not to get sucked in by Scott Steiner, who has a great ability to reverse his opponent in that corner. Collar and elbow tie, both men just awesomely strong. See what Reed does. There'll be no clean break. You can count on it. He missed with a soup bone right. Here comes the Irish whip with a lot of velocity. High hip lock taking him out and over. Boy, he's got him up right on his shoulder. Now, Reed is a massive man as well, 280.
Boy, you see the way he handled that 280 pounds?
Drove him, and he's holding him there. Great strength. There's a shoulder block. Count of 2 from the shoulder breaker. Reverse chin lock, and that big, giant arm of Scotty Steiner around the neck of Hacksaw Butch Reed. Reed, the native of Warrensburg, Missouri. The 10-year pro, the most experienced man in this match, being punished, and now older brother Rick Steiner legally tagged back in. And these guys are all chiseled.
Oh, and they're staying right on top of Doom, too. They're not giving them breathing room. When they get into the ring, look at Rick. He goes right in, puts him in the... Oh, trouble now.
The veteran Hacksaw Reed, that's a veteran move right there. And Simmons will take advantage. A street fighter.
Rolled him right into the referee.
He got a couple of well-placed kicks there. He sure did, Bob. Rolled him right in there. And Reed perhaps setting himself somewhat early. And Rick tagging in Scott Steiner. High knee there by Hacksaw Butch Reed. Right to the chest of Scott Steiner. I tell you what, that'll take the wind away from him.
Boy, I tell you, you have got to be impressed. You got to be amazed at the powerful blows that these guys can take. I tell you, Jim, these are Sunday punches that they're receiving in there.
Scotty Steiner up and over the top rope. Referee didn't see it, unfortunately. Ramming his head into those wooden stairs is Ron Simmons, and now face first into the security railing and tossed him back in.
Is that your champion, old man? Perhaps you would like to try.
Well, Reed reaches down. He was ready for him, and Simmons, he just sort of manhandled Scott.
Big clothesline by Hacksaw Butch Reed, and tagging in Ron Simmons. Here comes Burt Reynolds' favorite wrestler, Ron Simmons from Florida State. Double elbows. Lateral press. He won't get him here, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either.
Now he's going to choke him.
He might get him with that.
He also might get himself disqualified, which would leave the belts with the Steiners. They've got to stay within the realm of the rules, and if they have any chance of winning the championship here. Right to the face, the big foot of Scotty Steiner. And now Ron Simmons very wisely will make a tag. And Reed going up to the top rope. Reed is the legal man in the ring, and as Scotty Steiner tried to make the tag, he was nailed from behind by Reed.
Theodore Long has got to be concerned. The Steiners are wrestling a smarter match to this point.
Lateral press after the neck breaker. Again, Scott Steiner with that great upper body strength kicks out. You're going to really have to bundle him up in those pinning predicaments and neutralize the legs. And Reed, those short right hands right to the jaw. Knee to the side of the head. Scott Steiner now all the way down to the floor.
Well, the tide of battle, it'll shift one way and then to the other, and when you get out of the ring, you just know that you're going to get pounded. Somebody's going to be right on top of you.
The man that finished 8th in the Heisman Trophy balloting his senior year, Ron Simmons, tossing Scotty Steiner back into the ring. Reed, their blatant chokehold. There you see that big hand choking Scott Steiner, man. They know that the referee's count is on. They know that just exactly when to let go.
They're not trying to hide that, Jim. What they're trying to do, he's blocking it. Good move, he's blocked it.
Nice suplex by Scott Steiner. Great counter wrestling. I think the guys like a Mike Rotunda, like the Steiners, that come from great amateur programs, are great counter wrestlers. And Ron Simmons back in, drives a knee into Scott Steiner, and just drove him all the way outside again.
He went flying through the ropes, hard off of the apron, hard down onto the floor.
Butch Reed now.
There's Theodore.
Hitting Long. Well, that's not going to put him away, but it certainly is frustrating. Adds more insult to the injury. Put on the rope.
On the rope, yes, sir. He's going to have to break it at that.
Simmons going to snap it back. Right there, you see it. And that steel cable inside that rubber encasing there doesn't give very much. Uh-oh. Going in. Deep single leg. Got him up and took him over. And a modified fireman carry maneuver from the single leg.
Jim, I talked to Doom. I'm convinced they had no idea that the Steiners were going to be able to be as physical with them and to physically handle them like they've been doing.
Another clothesline. A lot of them in this match. Can he hold him down? 1, 2, that's all. And Scott Steiner, big gut check here for the former All-American from Michigan. Steiner's originally from Bay City, Michigan, now residing in Detroit.
Well, he was headed in the right direction for the tag. He was just a little slow getting there.
I guess they are the World Championship Wrestling version of the Bad Boys from Detroit. The wrestling version of the Bad Boys.
Well, like all good tag teams and all good professional wrestlers, if you get an opponent hurt, stay on him.
Bulldog headlock by Hacksaw Butch Reed. And Reed now another lateral press and another 2 count. Doom going for the pin. You got to hand it to Doom. When they weaken their opponent, they go right for the pin.
Sure. Son of a gun again. I said we're only within just a count of having a new champion.
Vicious knee drop right to the solar plexus area. Hacksaw Butch Reed now. Will he try his version of the pile driver? He's got Scotty Steiner up, and he stuffed him. Reed now tagging in the fresh man. Can Ron Simmons finish off Scott Steiner after that pile driver?
Jimmy did the smart thing. He was going to cut him off. He wasn't going to let him go get a tag.
Wow, what a football tackle. Simmons, verbal intimidation attempted on Scott Steiner. But Scott Steiner made a great adjustment there in midair, waist-locking Simmons and taking him down. Simmons may be hurt here.
I think Simmons was talking when he should have been acting a moment ago. He had Scott Steiner down. He had him in trouble. He let him up. Jim, as we said, as the match goes on and it gets longer and longer, as they get more tired in that ring, again, I think it's going to turn on a mistake. Somebody's going to make a mistake, and it'll be a fatal one.
Scott Steiner trying to counter wrestle Ron Simmons. Perhaps he should make the tag. In any event, he sends him for the ride. There's a Frankie Steiner! There is a Frankie Steiner, and it's brought them out of their seats in Washington, D.C. tonight.
Simmons trying to reach over for the tag, crawling over to the corner.
Unfortunately for Scott Steiner, he's at a weakened state, but here comes Reed and the dog face with big right hands, and they're barking in D.C., and there's the Steiner line. Ricky Steiner sends him for the ride. A power slam. Lateral press as Simmons interrupted the count. Scott Steiner drives Simmons out of the ring. Get chaotic here. Double suplex. The Steiners are going to try to finish him off. Right here, a lateral press against Simmons in. Referee very close to lose control of this one. Scott Steiner thrown outside. There's a clothesline right off the second turnbuckle. Lateral press by Reed. And Rick Steiner back. This was turned into a brawl now.
And there's been several saves already. All four in the ring as they mix it up.
Scott Steiner drives Simmons outside with a vicious tackle all the way to the concrete. Rick Steiner back in the ring with Reed. Those big right hands.
Two fight outside and two inside.
Oh, Scott Steiner's shoulder ran right into the steel ring post. Simmons back in, double axe handle blow. Long is, wait a minute. They double team Rick Steiner from the second rope. Can they hold him down?
He did.
No. Long diverted the referee. Dumas won the world titles.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners and new World Tag Team Champions, Ron Simmons, Butch Reed, the Team of Doom.
All right, fans, and what a wild finish it was. And there you're looking at the new World Tag Team Champions, Theodore Long and his Team of Doom, as they double-teamed the Steiners. What a wild finish it was.